Craft Beer Man here. Max and Steven with you here today.
Cheers.
From Pennsylvania. And, you know, we reviewed a beer a little while back. I think we were, where were we at? We might have been in Arizona or something that you brought this beer.
We were in Arizona.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I think we were in Scottsdale, Arizona, and...
they only allowed us to buy one.
Yeah. One.
And it was behind the counter.
Got to ask for it.
Got to ask for it, yeah.
So this is the Hopslam from Bell's Brewing Company up in Michigan. And, you know, definitely in the category, really right in there with Pliny the Younger and those Imperial double IPAs that are out there. And we certainly talked about it, gave it a review before, but I just wanted to have like almost like a revisit to the beer because I have not had this beer after Pliny the Younger, and I think you're lucky enough, Stephen, to have both on draft. Well, not only both, but several others.
Yeah, Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania in particular, somehow manages to get great beers. Yeah, I don't know how.
I mean, anytime you can compare a beer that you've had in the bottle and then compare it on draft. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, you and I were in North Carolina, I think. Yes. And we had the Double Trouble, Charlotte. And we've had it in a bottle, and it's an impressive beer from
Very
Founders
nice.
Brewing.
I have a case of it in my basement.
And then we tried it on draft, and it was like, wow. I mean, it was a whole different experience.
It was a different beer. Yeah. I almost forgot that you were having Double Trouble, and I was like, what is this? Oh, that's right. I have it in my basement.
Exactly. So, I mean, if you ever get an opportunity to get Hopslam on draft, wow, what a beautiful thing. But you know what? We do have a beautiful opportunity just to get a case of it, because I think nowadays it's a little bit like Pliny the Younger, isn't it? As far as getting a hold of this beer, it's a pretty unique experience. So we've already had one of these, and that's when we decided we've got to do a review of this, kind of an update review, if you will.
A follow-up. Yep.
Follow-up, yep. And
save yourself some.
Whoa,
you just whoa.
I will. Wow.
I'll give you a couple sips out of mine.
No, we definitely got to do a little bit of this. All right.
Hey, you didn't even spill. That's not bad.
So this is the Hopslam, and I was telling Steven a little earlier that, you know, the Pliny the Younger made a big impression on me. It was hard to get a hold of, and we finally did get an opportunity to try it in San Diego. It's a great beer. But I'll tell you what, this beer to me is the first beer I've had, and there's still a few beers that you and I both have not tried that we want to try.
Heady Topper.
Yep, some of the Vermont beers, and I'm sure there's a couple others, because look what's happened to the industry. It's just
blowing up, exploding.
But this is the first beer I've had that, you know, might not have the hype that the Younger has, but boy, it sure delivers in the flavor.
And it's building the hype, though.
Yeah,
the hype is coming, and there are some serious followers, and you know why? I mean, just the smell isn't.
The nose, you know, it's kind of interesting, because when I compare the nose of the Elder to the Younger, there's definitely a softer nose on the Younger, and I find the same thing with this versus some of the other really hoppy beers that we've had. I mean,
like the Sculpin.
Yeah, we just had a Sculpin IPA in there earlier. We had the Nugget Nectar. I mean, we've had some really good beers today, but this nose, there's something about this nose that I guess I would almost describe as magical. I mean, you can't wait to try it, because you know there's some sweetness there, but there's also some bitterness.
You smell the honey, and the honey has that smooth, and you really can. You can smell it, and you can taste. I think you can taste the honey.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree that the honey is probably one of the ways that they've been able to get this alcohol to, what is it, 10%? Yeah, right around 10%.
Flat out 10. Yep.
And I mean, you can see the guy. I mean, the guy in his tennis shoes. He just flat laid out there with the Hopslam. So,
well, I think we debated on the last the last video we did. We debated on whether this guy was slammed with hops, or because it was 10% that he was just slammed in general.
Maybe both.
Yeah,
I agree.
Probably, but that's why they call it Hopslam, right?
So, just as a follow-up to the review to the Hopslam, I mean, in my opinion, there's no question that this is a 5-mugger. I mean, Stephen and I and Andrew, we've tried a lot of beers across the country, and there's There's definitely, it's getting harder to get into the top 5, but there's no question this is there.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
this is it.
This is there.
This is it.
Nice full-bodied flavor, enough bitterness that you have no idea you're drinking a 10% beer.
No clue.
And but yet enjoyable enough that, you know, some of the 10% beers that we drink, you have one and then you go back to another one.
Well, you get the alcohol burn from it.
Yeah.
You don't even get it from this beer. I don't know how that's possible.
One, the only reason that you slow down with this one is because you realize there's only 2 left in the fridge.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the only reason that you start to pace yourself, is because we've got a lot of the other great beers in your fridge. So
that's right.
We're probably going to go back to some other great beers and save these last 2 or 3 for anniversaries and birthdays and special occasions.
That's right.
But definitely a 5 mugger from Craft Beer Man, Stephen and Max. Cheers. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Ah, that is just amazing.